are communal animals. We primates have been communal for 50 million years. That I actually think living alone, the nuclear family, was the most unhealthy directions humans made in history. It makes everything much more expensive, much more environmentally devastating. And since we don't give any education in choice and making an intelligent choice in partnership, you can spend 30, 40 years with a person you don't like. Oh, and if one member gets sick, how can they care for the children? How can they care for each other? It just is not who we are. My first costume was a gorilla. I love community. When I graduated, I knew that's what I was going to do. In medical school, I visited communes because the communal movement was starting in the U.S. And say, wow, not only get to live with a partner if you have one, you get to live with 18 other people you love. And smartest decision I ever made. I like clown trips because I like trips of people. I like crowded elevators. I like marches for peace. I just love groups of people. And nuclear family, it's I've asked social workers and psychologists in every country that I go to, I say, what percentage of your partnerships are healthy? And no one ever says more than 15%. Often they're a little nervous to think they're high, to say 15%. That it's just not who we are. It's much more expensive, and since we don't get training in loving, it's so much easier to love a collective of people than try to focus it all on one person. It's very stimulating to have other minds and other creative people to live with. If you end up being paralyzed from the waist down or have a child with muscular dystrophy, then as a community, they're not the, quote, burden that the society talks about. You have a collective. It's who we are. I think it's not having a healthy communal vibrancy may be the number one cause of what is called mental illness. It may simply be loss of community.